The points A and B have coordinates 8, -1 and 2, 1, respectively. Find the gradient of the line. So therefore, we need to obtain the formula for gradient of line. So gradient of line, M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now we have to identify which is y2, y1, x2, x1. So how we can do that? We can use point A as point 1 and point B as point 2. So now or we can say x1 could be equal to 8. So I repeat x1 because A is 0.1, so x1 is equal to 8. And if x1 is equal to 8, then y1 will be equal to -1. That will be 0.1. So now we're moving on to 0.2 now. So x2 will be equal to 2. And y2 now will be equal to 1. So that will be from 0.2. y2 is equal to 1. So let's go over that again. x1 is equal to 8. y1 is equal to -1. X, 1. x1, y1. And then x2, y2. So x2 is equal to 2 and y2 is equal to 1. So now we can substitute into the formula for gradient. Wherever we see y2, we put 1. And wherever we see y1, we put -1. Wherever we see x2, we put 2. And wherever we see x1, we put 8. So what we have now is y1, 1 minus -1, that will be 2. That will be y1 plus 1, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So those two negatives there, a negative of a negative is a positive. So that will be 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 subtract 8 will give us -6. And this simplifies now to -1/3. So the gradient of the line will be 1/3. And the second part is calculate the length of the line. So we need to identify the formula for length of line. So now we have established the length of the line is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared, the square root thereof. So now we have to identify what is x2 and y2, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have done that already. We can just carry this forward and then substitute in the formula for length of line. So where we see x2, we put 2, and where we see x1, we put 8. Where we see y2, we put 1. Where we see y1, we put -1. So now we are going to simplify. We are going to evaluate the length of line. So 2 minus 8 will give us -6. And 1 minus -1, that will be 1 plus 1, that will give us 2. And now we have to find the square of -6. That will be 36. -6 times -6 is 36. And 2 times 2 is 4. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive. So -6 squared is -6 times -6, which is positive 36. And 2 times 2 is 4. Now we're going to add 36 and 4. 36 plus 4 will give us 40. And we're going to find the square root of 40 now. We can use our calculator to do that. We can use Excel as a calculator. And the square root of 40 is about 6.32. You can round off to 2 decimal places. 6.3. And that will give us the length of the line. So just to recap, with 2 points, we have found the gradient of the line AB by using the gradient formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we get -1/3. And we have found the length of the line by using the length of line formula, which is x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. Square root thereof, and we got 6.32.